Right now on Sunrise, Governor Walz is planning a big announcement this afternoon. I'll tell you why he's expected to unveil a modified stay-at-home order.
New estimates from the CDC. We dive into the numbers and show you why their initial projections are changing quickly. Then, it's a Jewish tradition that traditionally brings family and friends together. We look into how to celebrate Passover during a pandemic. Plus, she's been driving around with 700 pounds of food in her car. How this local animal lover is making sure you and your pets are fed during isolation. And after a day in the 70s, we're getting a harsh reminder summer is still a ways away. Sven is tracking a big drop in temperature. It's Wednesday, April 8th. KARE 11 Sunrise starts now. North Dakota is cracking down to help stop the spread of COVID-19. If you're from Minnesota and cross over state lines, be prepared for a 14-day quarantine or face a possible fine. So we want to know, do you think people should be forced to self-quarantine traveling into another state? We have a live poll up right now. So far, 73% of you say yes. All you have to do is open your KARE 11 app, scroll down, and have a vote. Now, we're social distancing like we have been for the last couple of weeks. Gia and Sven working from home. Sven, we were spoiled yesterday. Temps hit 70. Much different story this morning, though.
Yeah, you got to go back to early October, so it'd been about 6 months since we'd seen 70 degrees. It was kind of a chilly mid to late fall there, but no 70 today. Still not a bad day, though. Some sunshine between scattered clouds and cooler in the 50s, but perfectly normal. 47 this morning, so a mild start, just not going to warm up a whole lot today as a strong northwest wind blows in cooler air across the state through the day today. We do have a couple of showers in southwestern Minnesota. Those are mostly going to stay to the south. Later in the day, highs in the 50s with some afternoon sun, but it is going to be windy. Winds are going to be around 20 miles an hour.
We're tracking the latest overnight in the battle against the coronavirus. Here are the top headlines you need to know. The Trump administration is facing new scrutiny over a top White House advisor's memo, reportedly warning back in late January that the coronavirus crisis could cost the U.S. trillions of dollars and put hundreds of thousands of American lives at risk. In Wisconsin, more than 2,500 people have tested positive for the virus and 92 people have died. Here in Minnesota, we have now topped more than 1,000 cases and 34 deaths. 549 people no longer need isolation.
Well, Minnesota's stay-at-home order is supposed to end Friday evening, but there are indications that Governor Walz could extend it. Ellery McCardle is live outside the Capitol this morning. Ellery, anything else we should know about this announcement today?
Yeah, so Gia, the governor says that he's going to unveil a modified version of the stay-at-home order. What that means exactly, we're not sure at this point, but there are indications that the current order is slowing the spread of coronavirus and pushing that curve back. Now, the Minnesota Department of Health says from March 1st to March 18th, confirmed coronavirus cases doubled every 1 to 2 days, but since the 18th, doubling has slowed to every 8 days. Now, the latest models from the University of Washington are now predicting that Minnesota will see a peak in hospital use in just 16 days and not have a shortage of regular beds, ICU beds, or ventilators. However, Dr. Michael Osterholm with the U of M's Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy says it is too early to start celebrating that this is the first wave of the virus.
Far too many people are approaching this like a single battle war. And this is actually many, many battles. We will, I believe, have eventually a relatively effective and safe vaccine. But none of that's coming soon.
So again, Governor Walz is going to be making this announcement about the stay-at-home order at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. He is now done with his self-quarantine, so he will be doing this announcement in person. So obviously, Gia, we will be all over this story as the day goes on.
Yeah, you can bet for sure, Ellery. I think it's also important to note what he said. Yes, this potentially is just the first wave, so keep doing all the things you're doing, social distancing, washing your hands, and all that good stuff. Thanks, Ellery. Chris, over to you.
Now here's a look at today's other top stories. Senator Amy Klobuchar speaking out for the first time since her husband's battle with the coronavirus. Her husband John was sent to the hospital for 5 days, relying on supplemental oxygen. John is thankfully out of the hospital now, and doctors say he's not contagious anymore. In the meantime, Senator Klobuchar says she was working on getting that critical coronavirus aid bill passed.
Primary day in Wisconsin went on as planned, but with several safety precautions. At many polling places, just one voter was allowed inside at a time to cast their ballots. Each voter was given their own pen so that nothing was shared. And at many polling places, those waiting in line outside were shown exactly how far apart to stand. Many election workers didn't feel safe enough to do the job. They were replaced by 2,500 National Guard soldiers. And many election officials in western Wisconsin that I talked to said that they were surprised when you consider everything that's going on with the spread of the coronavirus, that there was more in-person voting than they were expecting.
Hundreds of airline employees have tested positive for COVID-19. That includes at least 600 Southwest employees and around 100 American Airlines flight attendants. 2 American airline flight attendants have died. This news comes just after a flight attendants union sent a letter to the FAA and OSHA with concerns for workers' health and safety. And Cub Foods is teaming up with Governor Walz's Children's Cabinet to help child care providers get food and supplies they need. It means caregivers will have flexible hours and locations to get those necessary items. Providers can visit mn.gov/childcare to find resources.
In our digital dive, hundreds of you have shared this story online because it brings up a great question. People traveling from Minnesota into North Dakota are now required to self-quarantine or potentially face a fine or even jail time. So we're asking our Sunrisers this morning, should people be forced to quarantine after crossing state lines? You can weigh in right now by heading to KARE11.com/vote now or by using our mobile app. Now, according to the order, anyone traveling back to North Dakota from international locations and any states in the U.S. that have been classified as having widespread disease by the CDC must quarantine immediately upon re-entry to the state of North Dakota for 14 days. Now, this order exempts essential employees like those in healthcare and in law enforcement. Minnesota was added to the widespread list on Monday with a total of 1,069 cases, and the CDC is now also considering North Dakota to have widespread transmission with 225 total cases reported. They also haven't issued any stay-at-home orders in that state just yet. Now, if you don't follow the rules and quarantine, you could face a 30-day jail sentence or a $1,500 fine. And our Sunrisers have been weighing in all morning as whether or not people should be forced to quarantine after crossing state lines. And right now, 74% saying yes.
I just think that shows how serious us Minnesotans are taking this whole stay-at-home order and the whole coronavirus in general. Thanks a lot for that, Alicia. Sven, what are we looking at today when it comes to weather?
Well, it's not going to be as warm, but not a bad day. Showers are going to mainly stay to our south and north. 56 for a high, but it is going to get pretty blustery this afternoon. Northwest winds 15 to 20 with higher gusts, but it is going to be colder tomorrow.
And it's a quiet start per usual. A nice look here, 494 at Highway 5 where traffic's moving along. Still no crashes, but there is a big closure along Highway 5 that kicks off today until July 15th. I'll have more details on that coming up in a little bit.
Well, Passover begins tonight. It's a Jewish celebration of spring, birth, and rebirth. It's typically marked by a Seder, a large feast with loved ones. But as you can imagine, this year things are going to be different. Coronavirus is keeping all of us apart. That's why Adath Jeshurun Congregation in Minnetonka is sharing some unique resources. On its website, Adath Jeshurun shared ways for parents to make a Seder fun for kids. They also share instructions for holding a virtual Seder on Zoom, ways to keep things fun, interactive, and spiritual. And maybe the most important piece of advice, you don't have to be perfect.
The connection happens whether it's through a simple phone call or keeping it simple with the Seder ritual. Doesn't need to be elaborate. The idea is to really capture the essence of the holiday, which is in some small way to feel that experience of freedom.
They also recommend keeping the digital Seder to just 1 hour, which is likely much shorter than you may be used to. You can find these tips and much more on the Adath Jeshurun Congregation website.
Yeah, definitely something you have to do in these times, Gia. Thanks a lot for sharing that story. Heartbreaking news for music fans as the coronavirus claims another victim. We'll look back at the legendary life of John Prine.
Then can we get the coronavirus from our pets? Medical experts say no, but still have warnings when dealing with our furry friends. We'll tell you about them. Plus, meet the Twin Cities woman making sure our pets don't go hungry during the coronavirus pandemic.